Our first community coffee of the year. Happy New Year. We're well into it. We're into our third week here. So thanks for everyone for coming out this morning. Thank you to Cherokee Strip Museum for the wonderful spread and for coffee in the morning because sometimes some of us need coffee. We do want to actually give the Cherokee Strip Museum an opportunity for you all to speak. And
what project are you working on? What are your goals? What do you need help with? Where are we at?
We need help out all the time. Nonprofit, we do fundraisers to help support us. Last year our major thing was to replace the flat roof. We're still absorbing that major expense, but we've moved on to, we need to replace our elevator. If you've not been to the museum, we have very steep ramps to get you floor to floor, and we've been squeezing by without the elevator, but it's getting more and more obvious that we need to do something. So, through all the process of finding out what had to be done, everything has to be gutted. The only thing that will remain the same is the shaft. So, we're working on that. We'll be doing all our fundraising. We'll be focusing on get that because we're talking, our budget is $350,000. The elevator people will get $299,850 of it. And then we have to have all new wiring and that. So that's our main focus right now is on the elevator. We absorbed the Partner Museum and we've got that all pretty much on display. We still have some electrical to do, but it's an awesome thing. So, anything else, guys? Adam, over there is our chamber, and Tom Shirley, Adam Kelly, Tom Shirley is on the board. Mary Hamilton is on our board. Rose Blunt is our mother advisor. Libby Reed is a board member. I'm Elaine Grable. I'm on TV, if you haven't seen it yet, about the Nazi camp, the display we have. Susan Kuntz is a board member, and Beth Smith is our curator. Did I miss anybody? No.
do you have, I know that you guys are always looking for people to serve on the board. Do you have openings right now, or are you guys full?
Depends on who you ask. We need more. We have 2 or 3 positions that we would like to fill. Some of our board members want to cut down.
Mm-hmm.
You cut down and you lose your workers.
Right.
You know, so if there's an interest, they may be, we haven't really decided what to do about it.
And then opportunities to volunteer?
Always, always. We've got 3 people, Lenny being one. He steps up as a volunteer on Tuesdays to man the desk, and we've got 2 other people. So 3 days a week we've got someone to take care of the desk so Beth can do her thing. She's in charge of all the displays and part of the cleaning and whatever. So there's always opportunities. Bring your families, bring your classes. We open the building up to school groups and we take them on tours. We don't let them run through. Alva is the only school in the area, well maybe Cherokee, that honestly doesn't bring kids to the museum. If we do Pioneer School Days, the 5th graders get to come to school and then they get a tour of the museum. But that's the only opportunity. And so we would like to get Alva to push to get more things going on. Yes, ma'am?
I guess we need to recognize that we have a TV celebrity now. If you have not seen Back in Time, Elaine was the star. I don't know where she got all her information, but she studied.
Well, you're going to be on any program. You don't want to make things up. So I'm not that versed on the prison war camp that was in Alva. I don't know a lot about the Nazis, but I did my homework. While we were getting ready for that film, we had 2 different people, one from Minnesota, I believe it was, and one from Colorado, wanted to come down to see the POW stuff because they were both writing books. The one up way way up north. His dad was a doctor here at the prisoner of war camp. And he was called to the Alva General Hospital to assist with the surgery there. And the museum had been the Alva General Hospital. So,
We had one come by the chamber too, asking, doing some research for that, and we sent them to the museum, or Jody did.
Speaking of our displays, the lights are turned on in the big display room, and you're welcome to the tour.
So what are your hours, regular hours, so that people can pop in?
regular hours, we're open every day but Monday, from 1 to 5 o'clock every day. Okay, if nobody's there, we leave at 4:30 in the afternoon. Usually our longest day is Friday because we have plans to go out and eat after we get off work. So Fridays we usually have late dessert stuff. But most of the board members are available, if they're available, if you have a group or if you're in town and you can't make our hours, if you call my numbers on the door, we will come and open it up. We've done that before too. Have we stayed late? Yep, we stayed late. Probably 6 o'clock one night, the lady kept feeling bad. She'd driven all this way to see the museum, and I didn't want her to only see part of it.
And one stopped by, or several actually, stopped by the chamber and caught Jody, and Jody's called Ellie and said, hey, could you do a tour real fast? And they're very
We're proud of it. We're always glad to show it off. I go up there a lot on Mondays, even though it's my day off, but I don't really mind. It's not that big of a deal. We have an event tomorrow night. It is a private event, though. It is another ghost hunter investigation. We've got a team coming in. They are from the Tulsa area. I'm working on another one from Kay County that I'm trying to book for next month. Are we haunted? Matter of opinion. On that same OETA back in time that just did the Nazi presentation, they were here and filmed us for October, and it's on their website. It was called Haunted Heritage, and it's haunted places in Oklahoma. And just like the Nazi thing, it's the Nazi camps in Oklahoma. We just happen to be the major one. Did not realize how important our camp was until you start researching on it. So.
And what's the cost for a museum visit?
$5 for adults.
So if you guys haven't been there lately, get your families and get out there.
Kids get for $3. Kids get in. We give them a scavenger hunt that gets them a free drink, sponsored by Sonic. So,
Rose hasn't raised it.
If you haven't read today's in paper, be sure and get a copy of it. There's a wonderful article in it about Jesse and the Rialto Theater. It's full of history. And then I would like to publicly thank you two girls for the activities for Christmas season. I thought it was wonderful. We were in the parade, and I think there was as many people down there as there were for homecoming.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
We couldn't
We
even.
couldn't
We
even.
were like, whoa. No, we were
They
very
were
excited.
lined up on both. I don't know what did it, but it was. There must have been a need.
We kind of feel like people were craving a little oomph for Christmas.
Well,
and so that's why we got so many people on board, and we can't take credit for it. We had people step up from all areas, within Alva, saying, hey, I want to help, I want to sponsor, I want to do this. And then, honestly, the bed races, we showed up for that, and we're like, what? What's happening? And then the light parade, people we didn't even know would be interested showed up and had huge displays. So it was a very magical.
Well, you certainly had a crowd that night.
It was good.
I thought there'll be 15 people that's looking at it.
That's what we were afraid of.
Hey Megan, we got the placer ad on those 2 days, on the 6th and 7th. There are 3.2 thousand people downtown on those 2 days.
Downtown.
30
Yeah,
people.
and for perspective, the car show has about 5 on that weekend. So for the first year out, competing at all with the car show that's been around for 20 years is pretty exciting. And then homecoming, of course, I think some of the numbers I saw on that was closer to maybe 8 for homecoming weekend.
Yep.
So so we're, that's pretty good for Alva. We
Yeah.
can do it, and that's kind of what we wanted to prove is, yes, we can. If we get everybody working together, and we had our chamber board they're all rock stars. We're in a really, really exciting phase of our board right now, and even some non-board members like Claudia that tried to be on the board but didn't quite make it. She still wants to help and be part of it. And those are the people that we really want too. Those that are still around and want to be part of it. Erin's the same way. So,
I have one more question can I move it back to the museum? Because I have one more question. You guys used to have like a friend of the museum, like where you could purchase like a membership or something like that. Do you all still do that?
No,
like a pledge.
Yeah, like a pledge or like a
we
donation?
did a lifetime membership.
Lifetime membership.
Which was great. It raised a lot of money at the moment, but now we've gone 10 years down the road, and those people still don't have to pay a membership. Membership, $50 a year, get you into the museum multiple times, no restrictions. We're not very active on that.
Okay, that's what I was just
No,
curious
but we
about that.
should be.
And then also rental of the buildings as well. You have that access as well.
This one right here,
Yeah, so,
the bathrooms, the kitchen, the whole thing. This rents for $75 for half a day, $100 for a full day. The exhibit out there is part of the museum, so a lot of times while they're in here, they'll be able to visit that. We have the fireside room, which originally was the cafeteria for the hospital. Kitchen and the cafeteria are considered the fireside room. Another rental thing, $35 to $50 for a use of it. A lot of people think that's easier than cleaning your house or don't have room, that type of thing. So those are usually available.
And the
we've
chapel.
And then,
And we rent out our
Cedar
chapel.
Grove Chapel, we have a wedding coming up in April in there. We had one
Very
in
recent.
November. So it's not used a lot,
Okay.
but it is available. It's a blank slate, but it is, they come to church. Yes, sir.
Do you still have climate control storage?
Climate controlled storage is, right now, is in pretty good shape, but we do. We are renting out the area in the basement. Head Start is down there, but if you're old enough in Alva, the Woods County Health Department used to be down there, Cooperative Education. Individual rooms, there's probably like 12 individual rooms, climate controlled all the time. Some have carpet even. Those are rented probably. We only have maybe one room available right now, or two. Short term, we don't make you sign a year lease or anything. We have some that temporarily use it, so a little bit of income to the museum. Paranormal investigations, we charge minimum of $250. It's a good fundraiser for us. It's entertainment for us. We come up here,
We could stay all night.
we bring food, we stay part of the night, and we watch it on our cameras. They're out there having fun. When I first came back to the museum, I thought that was a little bit extreme that we're having people come in for ghosts, but now I realize that $250 is an easy mark compared to $5 a person coming in to visit. So,
And entertainment.
and entertainment,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Okay, I wanted to make sure and ask those questions, but
I'm
we
glad
still
you
have
did.
you up here. So,
All right.
okay, what else do we have?
I asked Randy to come talk about their Bankett's first community vision for the quarter of 2025, and they're raising funds through Bankett, so you can stop by any of your local banks. 3 of those banks are matching a portion of what their customers donate. So we're kind of averaging right now being able to raise about $8,000 for the visions that happen each quarter. So if you guys feel compelled, I got a lot of people that donate monthly. Our average monthly donation is $10, and we're raising that amount in a quarter, so that tells you that a lot of people are supporting Bankett. So I also have a lot that are doing $1. I have one person doing $1,000 a month. So it's all over the place, whatever your budget works for. We draft it from your local bank, and then the bank gets that report to say, hey, this many people donated, and they match a portion of that. So it's pretty cool.
What are Bankett's visions for this year?
Woods County Sheriff's Department And then the second one is Bridge to Hope's the third quarter. Food Bank's fourth quarter. Second quarter, Kelsey?
I don't want to say the wrong one. Let me just look it up. I hate to say that one.
I'm sorry, I asked a question.
Like,
I'm
I
sorry.
had my speech prepped, I was ready to go. We'll talk about that next quarter. What was it? I just made the flyers for that to go out. Anybody see it in the newsgram?
Yes, that was awesome, but I can't remember what.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it online.
It was the Senior Citizen Center. Yeah, because
Okay,
they're
that's
working
what
on
I
the
was gonna say. I just
new
didn't wanna say it
facility, and they're always needing money for transportation to get food to and from patrons, and then get people to appointments too. So that's always a good one. So I'll let Randy kind of take over on what he needs money for.
Well, first off, I'm not taking credit for it because when I took office, it was kind of hit the ground running and very busy. Somebody approached me and brought up that the fingerprint equipment, I believe the Moose Lodge had purchased years ago. I could be wrong on one of the lodges. I think it was Moose Lodge. It was a little bit outdated. It wasn't maybe working the world's best, and that could be upgraded and new equipment. So it was kind of a last minute hurry to put together. So what we were using the money for is to purchase, it's a computer, fingerprint reader, or scanner, a kind of like an ID, credit card type size ID printer, and I'm trying to think what else was in there. But go to the schools, you can fingerprint the kids, take a photograph of it, get critical information that may be needed in case of a Amber Alert, where we can either print basically a photograph ID type deal that the parent can keep in their wallet with critical information. So if something, kid comes missing, they can pull that out and give it to an officer, has all the critical. Because the quicker you can get that information and get an Amber Alert out, the better. But then all that, fingerprint, have that information available to the parents to document that in case a child comes missing. So upgrade that equipment, and with it, it was the equipment that was just used here in Alva. We wanted to expand it to where it could be used for Freedom, Winoka, and it could also be used to do a card for somebody elderly that maybe considered walking off or disappeared, that we can do the same thing for a family member that keep for a Silver Alert type situation. So it can be used for multiple things. The other equipment was police department requested to see if we could help with drunk goggles to help with the high school education and do some DUI awareness. So that also included on that, and a little bit of funds to do some educational material, whether it's DUI, Red Ribbon Week, anti-drug type stuff on that. So that's, but like I said, it's not, I'm not taking credit for it, because like I said, several people came like, hey, this is something we could use, and we just put it together. But it's a good resource that we can use, like I said, not just once a year in the school. Hopefully we can expand it a little bit. We can set it up out of the fair. If parents want to bring their kids through and they haven't been fingerprinted or updated a photo ID or anything, we can do that at the fair also. So.
Okay, thank you. I remember my girls, like Josie's in college now, and I took Josie when she was in kindergarten, I think, because that's when maybe this all started, and got hers, but Parker doesn't have anything, and it is free to the parents, right? You're giving it away, this information. So mine's in the lockbox at the bank, Josie's little ID from whenever she was in kindergarten. So it is a really good program. The senior Silver Alert thing is exciting too. So if you did have a family member talk to you and say, hey, can we get them identified so if something were to happen?
And that's the one thing about that's different on the newer system, is having the a card printer.
Yeah.
So that we can do a photograph and print that you can carry in your wallet versus just
yeah, and
having
this
it in
was a
lockbox.
CD that they gave you, and here's the information. I mean,
Right.
it was a little bit more, yeah, so things have changed. So good, very exciting. So as far as Bank It goes, I just did the numbers on that to put out soon. Like 624,000, I think, is the number that we've raised since it started. And I know a lot of you in this room are donors to that program. So it is a very, very exciting, kind of one of a kind. And we have to actually ask the state banking department for permission to use the word bank. And we got permission for that 10 years ago. And then this year they're like, hey, you don't do that every year. You're supposed to do that every year. So we got a little bit of a scare this last month saying, hey, because Adam, he was one of our original members, which had gone through all of that back then. Anyway, we got approval for that, and they said, no, this is a really great program that we don't see banks collaborating like this. So I was very, very fortunate for all of our banks to work together on that. Some of the banks, High Plains and Hopeton, they don't get very many donations because we focus so locally on the banks that have been here. But if you do bank there, get with them because they're very willing to participate. They just need some of their customers to get involved. That's all I got.
And that was actually a project from
Leadership Northwest Oklahoma, so we can pivot into that. So Haley Reagan is on the chamber board and works at Northwest Technology Center as a rural development coordinator, specialist.
What's your title?
Ag and small business.
Oh, ag and small business, which develops the rural, right? Anyway, she is heads up she and Charlotte Hadriver together head up the Leadership Northwest Oklahoma class to where we kind of try to grab some of our leaders within Alva, or those that want to be leaders, and facilitate growing or expanding their knowledge of leadership and taking them, educating them on what's going on around Alva that we have for development and economic development. So, Haley, you want to speak just a little bit about what that class is?
We're totally putting Haley on the
We are
spot
on
here.
class 9, let's see, 9 maybe? I don't know when it really started, and then took a little break and came back. This is our 3rd year that it's come back. There's 9 different sessions, and they're everything from industries that are in Oklahoma, our healthcare system, local and city government. We take a trip to the Capitol, and then a big portion of it is we choose an overnight stay in a community that has similar offerings or offerings that could be brought back to Alva. So this year, although it's bigger than Alva, they had a lot of similarity to some of the things we have. We went to Bartlesville overnight, and it actually worked at a really great time. When we went, they were gearing up for all of their Christmas stuff. So I think that gave some of our participants in class this year a little momentum of what was to come or what are some other things that we could add moving forward. And then another component to the class is a group project, like Megan mentioned. Bank It. I think there's been some community cleanup days. There was some signage around town done by one class. This year's class, not to speak out of turn, but they should be publishing this soon. They are going to do a fun run with proceeds going back to a local organization. I think they're still working on who that will go to. But that will be fun. And class commences in May with a graduation. June, July, probably more July-ish, we'll get applications to roll out for next year, and then class will begin in September. So they will also present at the May Community Coffee. They will host and present about their class and have a slideshow and everything there.
So if you've got like an employee or an up-and-comer in your organization that you kind of think, hey, maybe they need to get involved more in the community, take on some more leadership, this is a great opportunity for them to get involved and learn more about what Alva has to offer.
I was going to mention that because we had someone ask us about it this morning, hey, how much is an individual membership into the chamber? And so I just wanted to do that shout out. A lot of times we think about being in the chamber as it being a business, but we also have friends of the chamber. And so if you want to be a friend of the chamber, that individual membership is $65, or you can be a family member for $100. And so just wanted to throw that out there. Also, if you didn't see it in the newsgram or in our newsletter, nominations are open for our gala. Our gala will be March 28th, and that's a Friday night this year. And the nominations are open to start submitting those people that you just think did a stellar job over the last year.
We need nominations so we can tally those up to figure out who the top 3 are, so you can vote for that later. So that's kind of changed the last couple of years. Used to be just whatever votes came in, whoever got the top 3 would get to be the top 3. But since we've changed that up a little bit.
Well, it was just whoever was the top person. Just from the nominations. But over the past couple of years, we changed it to be the top 3.
Get more involvement from you guys, more names out there that people maybe didn't think of, and they're like, oh, that's
So the nominations are open until January 31st. And then we will tally those nominations of the top 3 of each category. And then from there, the top 3 will go out for everyone to vote on. The nomination form is on our website at alvaok.net/gala. And there is a button on there that you can click. Our theme is a retro rewind to the 1980s.
So if you're unsure,
we're gonna We're gonna dance 80s.
We're
I
gonna
don't know.
dance. I don't even know what it
Yeah,
is.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, also Lindy is here with Northwest Domestic Crisis Services. She's the newly appointed coordinator up there, and they're trying to be a little louder in the community, because for a lot of times we thought, or like for all of the time that I've been here, I thought Northwest Domestic Crisis was kind of a quiet thing we didn't want people to know about because women come here to get away from bad situations, but that's not necessarily true. Am I right?
No, it's not. We're going to have a free lab training at Northwest Tech February 4th from 10 to 12, and it's 2 cleat hours, so please sign up. Yeah, I provide resources to community members. It's not just people escaping from bad situations. There is shelter for that in Woodward and in Guyman, but also there's clothing, and I refer people to other organizations around town. So it's not a quiet thing. We have 6 apartments that are full right now. So, but we're always welcoming applications to live there. You just have to be escaping domestic violence or sexual assault. I'm also the president of the Little Red Hens. And in March, we're going to have Girls Night In, and in April, we're going to have the garage sale again. So please sign up for that if you have stuff that you want to get rid of. And then the coalition, I am the Woods County Coalition, I'm the secretary for that organization. And the 4th Tuesday of every month, our meetings are at Northwest Tech.
Yeah. So if you get the general, a lot of people that donate their time to one organization get pulled into a lot of other organizations. So that's why recruiting leaders and more people get involved is really important in Alva right now. So that's part of what Jody and I's job is, to be the cheerleaders for Alva, to let people know, hey, we all work together here. We work for the betterment of what's going on, and we want people to get involved. Who else has something?
Northwestern, do you have? Oh,
Go ahead.
okay. I didn't know if Northwestern had anything to.
Kelsey?
Oh, Kelsey.
We really don't have, we've had kind of a slow start to the semester per se, and we've had 2 snow days already, so that's exciting. But right now, really the only things on our calendar are basketball games, home basketball games. So other than that, student activities haven't quite picked up yet for the spring semester, but we will definitely head in that direction.
No school Monday.
No school Monday, correct, yep. For public and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
City.
City Council's Tuesday at 6:30. Since Monday's a holiday, so it'll be pushed to Tuesday.
Probably everyone will get tired of me talking about this by the time it gets here, but March 31st in Fairview on our Fairview campus, we'll be hosting the Northwest Oklahoma Small Business Summit. I kind of started mentioning this with a group down there, and then Farm Bureau came on that they had been awarded some grant money to host these conferences as well. So it kind of exploded the size. But it will be a free event, breakfast and lunch. Kyle Williams will kick off the morning with a keynote address to everyone, and then there's several different breakout sessions, tour of the services that are provided at that campus, because there's a lot that's different that's offered down there that we as members of the district in Alva or Cherokee or wherever we may be can take advantage of down there. Jana Walker will speak at lunch, and then there'll be some more breakout sessions after lunch. In addition to that, we're doing a resource fair as well, so if you're interested in participating in that, let me know. I have links to register for either side of it if you'd like. It's been, I think, in the newsletter already once. But if you're interested in more, just let me know, and we'd be happy to have as many people as possible.
Oh, and network night.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Okay, that's coming later then. That's
Haven't
coming
made it
later.
there yet. Sorry.
That's all right. Okay, anybody else? Tom?
Just let me mention, we have Frank Lucas's representative here, so if anybody has issues they'd like to raise with his office, happy to do that.
He does have a business card as well. Okay, anybody else? Floor's open.
All right. I assume that everybody is subscribed to our newsletter. Yes. If you're not subscribed to our newsletter, get subscribed before you leave today, and we can help you do that.
Today at 2 o'clock, join us downtown in the beautiful weather we're hoping to have to take down Christmas. If we get all hands on deck, it shouldn't be terrible.
Yes. That's what I told
City of Alva will be there, some of their guys, to help with the bucket truck and the big orbs. So mostly we just got to do it nice and neat, so next year it'll be nice and neat.
Yes.
Those 2 trees are beautiful.
Well, thank you. We were pretty proud of it.
Yeah.
This happened.
Did
Wish
you
the stars
see-
were brighter, but.
And did you, like, the picture of the snow
That was a
with
good one.
the
Allison.
globes
Allison,
that
yeah.
Allison posted was beautiful,
Yeah.
so,
So we'll grow that next year.
yeah, absolutely.
Can we say everybody come have seconds?
Seconds.
I got one more thing,
Yeah.
thinking about it. It's also, I got Roland Peterson, because we were talking about legislation type stuff, wrote a bill, House Bill 77, which is, basically it's designating critical emergency routes in the state. So it will designate state and U.S. highways as critical emergency routes that cannot be blocked at any time. Because we've got issues countywide from Winoka to, out of 7 communities in the county, 6 are affected by the railroad. And we've had problems with emergency vehicles getting the calls because trains have blocked crossings. Tulsa and Oklahoma City during protests have had people blocking U.S. and state highways on protests. So it covers those as critical emergency routes that can't be blocked at any time, period. So that's something, if, I know we've had a lot of complaints around here at Capron and Winoka and Hopeton where crossings have been blocked for a period of time. So if that's something you want to support, call your legislators and let them know that you're in support of Senate Bill 77. So, but it'll also allow the county commissioners to designate additional critical routes, whether it's our farm to market roads, any major collectors, or the city can go in and council can approve. Like, well, that wouldn't be in the city, it'd be county. The Hound Dog Crossing's one. It could dead end, it couldn't be blocked. Those routes can't be blocked at any time. Railroad can stop in other places, but they can't stop on those, and that would help our emergency response right now.
I appreciate you even pushing that because if you live in town, you don't realize how often those main roads are blocked by trains. So when you throw in, okay, that's a critical situation for somebody potentially. So I appreciate you pushing that.
So yeah, get all the legislators on that, and if you're in support of it.
Will there be like a post or something for the whole town to know or see what you just said, so that more people
Yeah, I've seen it.
I'll try to put something together either on social media or maybe get something in the newspaper. Yep.
Yeah, and send it to the chamber and we'll put it in
Chamber,
our
okay.
newsletter as well. Yes, sir.
And those trains are so long,
Yeah.
they can block 2 crossings
They
at once.
can. They do it Captain quite often.
Does anybody else have anything? Okay, well, we
Need
just
some more
want to,
food?
yeah, we want to thank
Get
you
to
all
work.
for coming today. So, yeah, thank you.